Hello all, it's me Jordan. So I just have a few tips about dipping in school. Well, first thing you never want to do is bring, I live in a small mountain town, Elk Creek, Virginia. And when I say country town, I mean it's not off the grid like up in Alaska, but it's about maybe about 200 miles from the biggest town or biggest city I've ever seen in my life, Winston Salem. That's literally like the biggest city I've ever seen in my entire life, in real life, not in just like videos and stuff like that. But my tips are like I'm gonna have 10 tips. My first tip is, like I said before, don't spit in a crinkly water bottle. Like when you touch it, don't spit in that. Because like if you put it in, like if you have one of those sweaters, you put it in there, and you put, let's say for instance you're sitting at a table, like a desk or whatever, y'all sit in. Y'all gonna sit there and you're gonna get a little tired or whatever you do in class. You might lean over to do your work. Well, what's gonna happen is you're gonna do that, and out of nowhere you're gonna hear crack, and your teacher's gonna look over at you and say, "What was that?" And she's probably like, if you live in the city, like I've heard people in the city dip sometimes. I don't know if you do or not, if you're from the city. Like how they, ah, sorry about that. That's my TV. But if you do dip in the city, they have, well, from what I've heard, they always have real high security in schools. Like you have to have that little key card for every class you go to. You should, like, to have like police officers scanning it. You have to be escorted by like 30 people to go to, like 30 teachers, 30 police officers, whatever, to go to lunch. It's a bunch of bull crap, what I think of it. But what happens is when you lean over like that, the teacher's gonna make you pull it out. They're gonna see the dip spit. You're gonna go straight to the office. So if you're gonna dip in something like that, or get like a Dr. Pepper bottle. If you're gonna dip, well, best dip I can think of, dip in school, is pouches, because, well, sorry about that, y'all, but my dog, he just cracked himself and he messed up my he messed up my thing, my connection to my Wi-Fi. So get up her, get up her, fatso. Like if on the first day, like if you've just moved to a new school or something, like you could put, I guess, pretty sure, because I've never moved much. I've always stayed in the same school. But if you can, get just about the smallest, I mean the smallest dip you can. Like, just enough to get that nicotine in you so you don't have a headache for the rest of the day. And put it right there, first day of school, so the teacher knows your curve. And she sees that, and don't do this. Don't do that crap, because she's going to see it. You're out. So, that's what my plan is. But if you put that small one in, don't, like, if you sit at the back of the class, don't barely open your mouth. Just say the essentials. Like, if she calls on you, try to pay attention. Because if you sit there, I don't know, she's going to come back there and look at you. And that's when it's all over. Trust me, I know this from experience. Okay, my second tip is, don't sit at the front of the class. Like, if you have a really, really strong smelling dip, like let's say for instance you got cherry or raspberry flavored, which I hate, my god. I would just about kill somebody if they get that skull raspberry around me. I would just about kill them, because that stuff stinks. If you're ever around me and you pop a can from that, be ready to get knocked upside your head, because I hate that stuff. But my second tip is don't, if you sit at the front of the class and you dip, something like that, don't even open your mouth. Like, and if you get called on by the teacher, go to, like, if, let's say, for instance, you have about right here. So you have about right there, and it's like a pouch, and it's real strong smelling. And the teacher ain't looking, go as hard as you can and as fast as you can. Swing it in the back of your mouth. And she ain't gonna see it. And most teachers, they'll stand from maybe like me to my fan. I don't know if you can see that, but me to my fan. And they're not really gonna smell that. Unless you're over. Don't do that. Just do the problem. Go back to your seat. Shut your mouth. That's the only thing you gotta do. And if you're dipping pouches, just swallow it most of the time. Just gut it. Because if you don't, well, gutting it is just about the best thing you can do. Because I've done that. It works every time. But sometimes I can't gut it. Like if it's a real strong one. Like, for me, strong is kayak. Because I barely ever done that stuff. Don't like it. I try. I get sick to my stomach. But act like I'm drinking spit, you know. And one day in school, like, well, it's the last day of school. I remember it exact because I got called in the office and it scared me to the point I just about crapped myself when the principal, Mr. Hell, popped his head in the math class and said, "Can I talk to Jordan Schaefer, please?" Scared me to death. So, what I did was, you know how most people in last day of school, the teachers let us just watch movies, play on their phones, and all that good stuff. Well, me and my friends, Zach Childress, Dakota Hash, Wes Childress, Wes and Zach are cousins, I think, and AJ Sheep, we was all sitting there. AJ was on his tablet watching Clash of Clans for some reason. Dakota was listening to music. Me, Zach, and Wes were playing blackjack. It's just a normal day. But, like, the day before that, there's this little, this was back in, like, 8th grade, I think. Yeah, it was 8th grade, but I was like, day before that, I got in a fight with, like, a 6th grader. Because, like, I was sitting there, and, like, my God, that kid don't know how to talk like this. He don't know how to talk like this. He has to scream to the top of his lungs. And what happened was, well, I was sitting there, had my earbuds in, and these earbuds are really, really loud. Like, they just about blow out your eardrums when you turn the music all the way up. I was trying to listen to, don't make fun of me for listening to my type of music, but I was trying to look like I was raised around 70s and 80s music. I like it. I don't care what other people think about it. If you don't like it, it's fine with me. I don't care if you listen to your rap or whatever you listen to. I like the good old days, like Willie Nelson, Hank Williams Jr., all that good stuff. I love them. Just about the best singers I can ever think of. Like, I think the only good rap song in my mind that's ever been made is STFU. It's by this man, or guy named Pink Guy. It practically says what I think the world should do sometimes. So, what happened was, I was listening to some old Willie Nelson, and out of nowhere, I heard that kid start yelling. And, like, everybody else was just sitting there all calm, listening to music, doing whatever, just trying to enjoy the bus ride. You know, second to last day of school, try not to get in no fights. That's what everybody's trying to do, you know. That's gonna suck, getting in a fight last day of school. Because the teachers well, your teacher's gonna try to squeeze the most out of it that they can. Like if you live in the school around where I do, like Elk Creek, I go to the school over in Independence, Virginia. It's like a little. It's like practically. It's like a little country town. Like that's practically what I call a city. In my eyes, that's what a city is. Cause it's got practically all the main essentials of cities. Like it's got like four-story buildings. It's practically a city in my eyes. I live in like scattered buildings. Like the closest neighbor I have is like a mile down the road. Uh, like I got other people closer to me. Like I wouldn't really call them neighbors because they're barely ever home. But I got my friend down the road, Noah. Me and him hang out sometimes. Me and him shoot firecrackers off at our neighbors. Cause I got this one crazy neighbor, just never shuts up. Shoots guns at us and everything. She's even shot at my friend's back tire on his dirt bike. So we shoot firecrackers at her, shoot fireworks, bottle rockets, Roman candles. We've even put like a big old pack of fire. We've even put like you know those like 64 packs of firecrackers that has a really long fuse on it. Like she wakes up around maybe 8 in the morning, and those things take maybe about a minute or so to go off. Like when you light it, it takes about a minute for the fuse to get to the bombs. So we'll go down there around 7:59, 7:58, somewhere around there. Light it, run as fast as we can down the road. She wakes up, goes to the bathroom, because we know exactly what she does every day. She does it every day. Like she has a window in her bathroom, and it's weird. I don't know why she does it. Like, why don't you just cover that up? No one wants to see your nastiness. But, so yeah. I'm sorry I got off subject there, but still. But yeah, that's my second tip. Sorry, I forgot about that. Third tip, if you are gonna dip in school, just be cool about it. Don't go walking around, oh, you want a dip? I got some. Because sooner or later, someone's gonna hear you. Trust me, there's snitches out there. And snitches get stitches. Alright? You snitch on me, I'm probably gonna slit your throat. Don't screw with me. Alright? I've broke a kid's nose over snitching on me. Don't snitch on me. Don't snitch on my friends. Because if you do, I'm gonna kill you. Alright? That's not a threat, that's a promise. Alright? So don't go walk around school. Oh, you want some dip? I got some. Don't do that. Alright, my fourth tip. Don't do it in public. Like, don't walk around class, or don't go in the cafeteria, like, sit near the teachers. Like, in my school, there's the teachers, and maybe like 10 feet from the teacher's table, first line of tables. Don't sit at that table, pull out your can of snuff, and wave around. You want somebody? I got it right here. I got $1 a dip. Don't do that. That kind of relates to my third tip, but it's my fourth tip. Fifth tip. Don't do it when you're, like, because most time, like, if you're living, like, I'm not saying this in a good way or anything. If you live the lucky life of the principal not really there all the time, like, I don't know what it is, but Mr. Hale, our principal, he ain't there 24/7 like most principals are. I live in a lucky town. And I'm not saying everybody else has bad luck, I'm cursing them or whatever. But don't, like, when you make sure, like, you can usually hear like the secretary or whatever, I don't know what they're called. Like the person sitting at where you check in if you're late for class. That person. You can usually hear sooner or later, oh, if Mr. Hill's not here today, just lay it on my desk. You'll hear that sooner or later. And once you hear that, like you'll hear it maybe in the morning time. That's good. You don't want to hear it maybe around 2 o'clock in the evening, because you're going to scare yourself to death thinking you're going to get caught. And so wait for the affirmative that he's not there that day. And if you ain't there that day and you get caught dipping, then when you go home, like one day I got caught, but the dude wasn't, or Mr. Hill wasn't there that day. So what happened was, I kills you. I don't want to die. I get that. Some people get paranoid. Your parents tell you a bunch of lies. Oh, I'll kill you. They take fat out of your leg and put it in your lip. Then you got hairy lip. Don't believe it, because there's about 30 dozens, like there's like billions of universities out there proving that that snuff, tobacco, snus, all that good stuff don't give you cancer. Look it up, literally. I can't think of the dude's name, but he said that they don't cause cancer. What causes cancer is gutting it, not spitting it. If you gut it, you're gonna get stomach cancer. I get that, because tobacco's got that nicotine in it, and nicotine's like I'm not gonna get real scientific here, but it's got like a acid in it somehow, and like that acid, like when it gets down in your stomach, like your stomach has like a lining in it, or a lining that protects your, like, I don't know how, but stomach acid is just about the strongest acid in the world. So what happens is that lining, it protects your gut or your skin and all your organs and all that good stuff from getting burned up by acid. So when you gut it, I don't know what it is, but that dip spit is strong enough to burn out the lining in your gut, or in your belly. And when it does, your stomach acid, it's like opening a gate for a bunch of mad cows. They're going to come busting out. And all your stomach acid is just going to burn away the skin. And you're going to have to replace all that. It's going to cost like $14,000. I don't know how much it costs. I just know it's going to cost a lot. Unless you got a real chill doctor, and he don't really care. But, so yeah. And my sixth tip is, if you do got one of those jerky cans, and you really want to start dipping, like sooner or later you want to start dipping, and you dipped, or you've acted like you dipped jerky, like you know what I'm talking about. I said it just a minute ago. Well, save up those cans, because those cans will add up one day. And what you want to do, as soon as you get done, don't throw it away. Clean it out. Like, you know what I mean, right? Clean it out. Like, get some water or something like that. Clean it out. And then you can go around school. Like, everybody else is going to know, oh, who dips jerky? Like, the principal's going to know if you live in, like, one of those schools that just has, like, one school. Don't have, like, elementary, middle, high, like, stuff like that. It don't have 3 different schools. Mine, unfortunately, has 3 different schools, so you have to prove yourself in elementary, then you have to prove yourself in middle, then you have to prove yourself in high that you don't dip. So, like, if you live in one of those schools and you only have one principal, that's just about the best gift you can ask for. Like, a dipper, that's the best gift. Well, like, I started dipping that, like I said, that jerky in, like, 2nd, maybe 1st grade, because my dad, he chewed tobacco. And I always dipped either that jerky, or I got that bag of gum that looks like the little streaks about that big of gum. I always used to put that in my jaw, look like that. So yeah. But the only downside of that is, if you get caught dipping, like, let's say for instance, you've dipped jerky all your life, and then you bring like the tiniest pouch you can ever think of, like the smallest dip, and you get caught, they put, like, I don't know what it is, but the school puts you on some kind of watch list. They've done it to me. They've done it to my friends. If you get caught, it don't matter if you're one time, smallest pouch ever, it don't matter how long you've dipped jerky, no matter what, they put you on a watch list, and it sucks. Because when they put you on that watch list, every day, like, my friend, he has to get searched just about every day he goes to school. Like, they know what time his bus arrives. They know everything about him, practically. So as soon as his bus pulls in, like, they now have a bench waiting for him. Like, they have the principal and 2 police officers waiting outside for him. Every day, they go through his book bag. They go through his pants. I'm pretty sure the only place they don't check is his down there. Because if they do, you can sue them. Because that's sexual harassment. If your principal or whoever does that to you, saying you have dip and we're going to find it, and they make you have to drop your pants, you can sue them. And they get took to jail, you get free. Simple as that. Fortunately, I'm so happy, none of my teachers or anything like that has ever done anything to me like that. The only thing they do is they check, like I wear boots just about every day of my life. If I'm not in school or I'm not out in public, I wear shorts. I don't know what it is, but I wear my jeans, my boots, and my t-shirt, my button-up t-shirt. Not t-shirt, I don't know what my button-up shirt. I always wear that to out in public, to events, all that good stuff. I always wear my hat, feel free kayaks. So if you ever see me in public, it's me. But like I said, the only places they've ever checked me, like they've made me take off my boots, because people that like their parents have all that money and all that good stuff. People, what they do is, I've had my boots in here. Well, still okay. Let's say that's my boot. All right. Right here is like the bottom of your boot, like the grip, and the rest is just your boot. Right here, some people like they cut out that. I don't know what it is, but they cut that out, and then they shave around it to make it enough for you put a snuff can in, and then they put it back and they glue it, or like they always keep a thing of glue on them, and they'll glue that back, and there you got your can of snuff for the rest of the day, or however long you dip. But the only downside of this is that the principals and all that, they've started finding out people do this. So they make you, like they have to feel that, like you take off your boot, they put their hand down inside your boot, they feel around, they feel for the back of your boot. If you don't have that, they sit there and they pick. They do this. They sit there and pick at it, making sure you don't have one. And then they, like, because I've had this done, they've actually taken my boot from me for about half a day. And I had to sit in the principal's office for just about half a day. Because, yeah, they took my boot all the way up to the sheriff's office, searched it, and brought it back to me. I'm telling you, people, they just get to the point, they get so suspicious, it pees me off. But the only downside to that is when they do that, they can do anything to it. Like, I don't know what it is, but like sheriffs, they think they got unlimited power. They think they're the god of everything. It's stupid. Because they think that they can sit there and pick at your boot with a knife. That they can pick at your boot. They can cut out every piece of your boot and make sure there's nothing in it. They can sit there and saw the bottom of your boot off. They can saw half of it out. And they won't pay you back for it to get it fixed. That's the worst part of it all. That's what really pisses me off. Alright, my 7th tip is, if you're gonna dip in, like, what I've always done, I don't know what it is, but I've dipped on a bus. And I've gotten caught, not with the dip in my mouth, but what happened is, like, most people, they don't care. Like, if you're, like, on my bus, like, I ride 2 buses to school. One's 48. Nicest bus you'll ever see. It's got slick black floors. It don't have all the gray dust on it. Like, that bus driver takes care of his bus. It don't look like an orange, yellow turd that came out of Satan's butthole. Right? Well, my other bus, 51, he works like 8 jobs. Don't have time to clean his bus. Like, there's dirt on the windows. You cannot see out the sides of the windows. He is so strict that you move on the bus, he tries. I mean, he tries to get you OSS, out of school suspension. You write on the windows with your finger, like you know how dust collects on stuff, or like when it's real foggy in the morning, you like to write stuff on the windows like little hearts, or how people become perverted and they write little wieners on the window. Don't do that, because first of all, that's rude. Second of all, it's hard to get off. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna dip on the bus, make sure you bring a bottle, or like, ugh, I hate those. But if you're gonna bring a bottle, bring it like my Mountain Dew bottle. Bring something like that, and then color it in with a Sharpie. Because what you're gonna do is, like when you spit, you can't get that Sharpie off that bottle unless you sit there and you clean it with Clorox. And I know they ain't gonna go through all that trouble, and it turns out to be a water bottle. It has water in it. Ugh. So I get the hiccups. But if you do any of that stuff, bring a bottle. Because what I've done in the past, like I've done this twice. Second time I got caught. Like first off, like I didn't have no bottles on me. I threw all my bottles out. I didn't know I was gonna get a dip that day. But my friend, he had a couple of dips on him. So yeah, and I got a small pinch, put it in. Didn't have a bottle. Couldn't find a bottle. My friend didn't have a bottle. None of the people on the bus had a bottle. My niece didn't have a bottle, which she rides the bus with me. And I make sure she sits back there with me because she got in a fight, like, when I was in 7th grade. She got in a fight, and so when she got in a fight, she went and she beat up the kid, but she got in trouble, and now she's practically under constant watch. So, since my niece cannot go around many people without trying to knock their teeth down their throat, I make her sit in the back with me. Like, I sit behind the emergency exit, close to, like, the very back, like, in the back glass. Me and my friends, we sit back there. We're all happy. Well, I make my niece sit back there, and I make her sit on the wall, like, on the window side, so she cannot get out. Because I don't like to hear it from Mr. Hale and the elementary principal, which I've heard some bad things about the elementary principal. I heard that she gets, like, high at parties. Like, she goes to parties that kids throw. Like, my friend, he throws parties. Dakota Hash, he throws a bunch of parties every once in a while. Or he goes to parties. And he found her one day at a party. She had a beer in her hand, she had a joint in her hand, and she was cracked out of her mind. I used to have her as a school principal. I hated her. She's like 20 feet tall, like literally. She's about as tall as my house. It's scary. Like when you're like 3 feet tall and you look at her, you think she's God in a woman's body. That's how tall she is. She's scary. And she's got that real deep black voice. Like, you know how white people always got that really deep voice? Yeah, that's how her voice is, but she's white, and it scares me. But yeah, like, when my niece got in that fight, like, I actually, like, Mr. Hill, like, he told me about it, and he said, you want me to transport you down to the elementary to try to talk or reason with Miss Mitchell? That's her name. I said, sure, why not? I acted all cocky, walked down through the hall, walked in the principal's office. My niece was sitting in there bawling her eyes out. I looked at her and said, stop your bawling right now. It's not your fault. Because the other kid was sitting there antagonizing her. Just like writing on her head with a Sharpie. Was throwing crayons at her, throwing stuff, throwing scissors. And the other kid got called in there. He is a little boy. And like I said, I was in 7th grade. He is in like maybe 3rd grade. She is in kindergarten. She was sitting there bawling her eyes out. I picked that kid up by his throat and I slammed him against the wall. Even though I got the cops called and I got in real big trouble, still. And like I was holding him up off the ground. He was freaking out. He didn't know what to do. And he said, well, the Miss Mitchell said, let go. I said, he ever antagonizes my niece again, I'll make sure he don't move. And I let him go, and he hit the floor and he started bawling his eyes out. And so what happened was I got in trouble, My niece didn't, because I told her, I said, if you want to get somebody in trouble, get me in trouble, or I'm going to dive across this table and knock your teeth down your daggone throat. Because that's bullcrap. Someone get in trouble for then defending themselves when getting stuff thrown at them. If you're going to get in trouble for that, like if your principal gets you in trouble for that, he's the stupidest principal ever. He or she or whatever it is. Transvestite. Literally, like, one day I called Mr. Hell a transvestite. And his mouth hit the floor. Because, like, what was like... But yeah, another day I got in a fight with this kid. Me and him are good friends. Well, we're not real good friends, but, like, I consider him a friend. Not my best friend. Not the retard. Or nothing like that. I consider him an okay friend. He's okay in my book. But me and him got in a fight one day before we was friends, and like first day I was using the bath. I don't know what it is, but people have to fight in the bathrooms. What is up with that? If you got real balls, show up in the hallway and just knock the crap out of them. All right? Don't wait for them to go in the bathroom. Don't do none of that bullcrap. Because if you do, you're a wuss. All right? Don't be the wuss in school. All right? Do like me. Be a man. Don't walk in the bathroom and say, meet me in the bathroom right after lunch. Don't do that. Say, just wait. When you're not expecting it, I'm going to knock you down. Just do that. Or better yet, don't say nothing at all. They think you're all chill. That they, let's say for instance, like if you're real protective over your parents like me, I'm like, someone says something to my dad, or because my dad, he went to prison back in the late 80s. He stayed there till about maybe, I think, oh no, he went there in the late 70s, got out maybe around 85. Well, everybody, like, a kid's dad that, well, like, I want to knock his teeth down his throat. Like, I keep saying that. But his dad went to prison with my dad. And he told his son about my dad being in prison, and that he used to fight everybody. Because people, like, you know how people are in prison. Like, they say, oh, you're my prison bitch. Well, that didn't work for Dad. Like, he went and, like, that soap, I don't know what it is back then, but it still happens today. They make the soap to the point it's so slippery you can barely hold on to it. What they say in the showers is true. You bend over to get the soap, you're going to get raped. Well, one day a big black guy walked in the showers with Dad, and Dad dropped the soap by accident. Like, he didn't even know the black guy was there. He dropped the soap, went over to bend over to pick it up. The black guy walked up behind him and said, hey, baby. Like that. Dad turned around, hit him in the jaw. So that means Dad got another month on his jail sentence. So, what happened was, so yeah. And, oh crap, I totally forgot what I was talking about now. Oh yeah, my dipping. Well, and I believe I'm on my 8th, and this is just about the most important tip I can give you. Don't ever bring dip to school when, if they tell you something on the intercom, like if you hear anything, and I mean anything about lockers are going to be searched tomorrow. When they say lockers, they don't mean just the lockers. They mean your backpack, everything you own that goes to school with you. It's going to be searched. Alright? So don't just think, oh, they're just going to search my locker. I'm good. And then bring a dip next day to school. Don't do that. If you ever hear anything about lockers, like if you hear these two words in the same sentence, lockers and searched, don't bring anything that's going to get you in trouble the next day. Like, I don't know what it is, but I always bring a knife to school with me. Just, like, let's say for instance, like I'm walking home, like, okay, like, I had to go to summer school this year, because I failed 2 SOLs. Like, what I do is, like, in summer school, most time, like, if I didn't have money to go to the pool, I would get off school, walk up to the nursing home where my mom works, and boom, there. I'm ready to go. But, the only bad part is, I'll go and, like, I've heard how there's always these muggins and all that bad stuff, and it's starting to come to the good old country towns. Well, I don't, I'm not allowed to own a gun, you know. I'm, I'm, I'm a little underage. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't own a gun. So, well, I can own a gun by my parents' rights. But like, I can't walk into a random store and say, "Oh yeah, well, I'd like a 22 Marlin, please." That's the 22 I have now. I go squirrel hunting every once in a while with it. Bring home squirrel, have squirrel stew with me and my dad and my granny. But what happened was, don't bring, or if you're gonna bring a knife to school, don't make it one of those. Hold on. Don't make it one of those like switchblades like that big. Like, don't make it like that big. Make it something like this. Let me get my knife. Make it something like that. A buck knife. That's the only thing you need. It's a small buck knife you can hide in your pants, in your boot, if you're wearing boots. Bring something like that. Because if you bring something real big, they can count it as a weapon. Like a couple years or a couple months ago, back in school, someone, like, they brung toasted bread, toast, brung a little bit of butter, and you know how those plastic knives in school ain't gonna cut nothing. They can't cut the paper on the paper. They can't cut that. They can't even, I'm not kidding, like, they can't even cut plastic. They can't cut a tray. They can't cut jack. They can't even cut the meat they sell. Like, the meat's so tough they can't even cut it. They say, "Oh yeah, you can cut that. You can eat it." Oh, you can't. So what happened was, this girl, she brung, like, yeah, it was a girl. She brung a butter knife. Like, look, a freaking butter knife. And most butter knives, like, they have a little tiny blades. Can't cut somebody. The only way you can cut them if you're meaning to cut them and you go, "Huh." And most, like, all the butter knives I've ever seen, they don't have a point. They just have that rounded edge. That's not gonna stab somebody. Well, this girl, she brings that butter knife to school, and the only thing you hear is, "Oh, you can't have that in school. I'm gonna suspend you." So she got out of school suspension. She got out of school. She got 2 days out of school suspension. A day of she got a day of after school detention, and she got 10 days of ISS. In school suspension. It's like to sit at a desk and do all that stupid work, which I don't do. I don't know what it is, but I hate when people tell me what to do. But if you don't really want to get in trouble all that much, like, let me show you how much I care about people. Boom, rebel flag with eagle on it. I don't stand up. I don't really like authority figures bossing me around. Like, I don't like people just barging in and say, "You do this, you do that." I don't listen to them. Like, if I don't know the person and they tell me what to do, I'm gonna say, "Suck my balls. I'm not doing what you tell me to do. I'll tell you what someone else I know tells me what to do." But that's my tip on that. So, yeah, that butter knife thing, it's stupid. I don't know why they suspend them, but so yeah, that. And if you do bring anything like that, or dip or anything that could get you in trouble, just be cool. Alright? That's the only thing I gotta say. Just be cool. Like, I know I said 10 tips, but I can only think of 9 right off the top of my head. If you're gonna, like, if you have, like, a bottle, like I've said this before, but if you have a bottle, I'm not going back to the same thing, but if you have a bottle, or like a thermos, or, whatever, don't go every 5 seconds. Don't do that. Go, like, act like, or don't do this. Go, do this. You didn't even hear it. So, if you're doing something like that, it's alright. But don't go crazy. Alright? Just calm down. Hold your spit in a little bit. If you get called on, Like, this is what I've done. Like, I've had a dip in, and I'm playing the chill game, and I got cold, and I had a bunch of spit in my mouth. What I did was this. I held my finger up, like, hold on just a second. After I was taking a sip of my drink. Walked up to the front of the thing. Did the problem. Walked back. Didn't talk to the rest of the class. So, what you want to mainly do is those 9 tips. But, like I said this a billion times, I'm going to say it one last time. Play the chill game. It means don't go crazy with the spits. Because if you do, and don't go, like, don't just waste, like, if you have bathroom passes, like in 6th grade, I had these bathroom passes, like, you only had 3 bathroom passes. Like, you had to sign out every time you went to the bathroom or got a drink of water. You only had 3 every 6 weeks. It sucked. And every time you went over that, and you had to go to the bathroom after you went over it, you got a day of silent lunch. It's stupid. But yeah, don't waste your bathroom passes just to go spit. Alright? Bring a bottle. And if you're like, oh yeah, another tip just came to me. And my 10th tip, like, just came to my head. If you do dip, and you got a real chill teacher that don't care what you do, like, I had a chill teacher. Like, she was my agriculture teacher, Miss Litton, sorry. Best teacher I've ever had. Like, she cussed. She didn't care what you thought, or she didn't care what people thought about her. She did her own thing. She was a free spirit. If you said, I don't like you, she said, okay, cool. What about it? She didn't care. She's pretty much like me. I don't care what people think about me. But sad part is she's moving to she got moved to a different school, so it sucks. Like, me and my other friend, we made a deal. Like, okay, at the beginning of the year, like, since she was such a nice teacher, me and my friends, we made a pact. We said, if she moves at the end of the year to a different school, then we're gonna make sure everybody writes her a card or makes something for her, like a goodbye present. And every single one of us did. We went to the shop every once in a while, like, where we got to do what it was. We got to make stuff, you know. Like, I was thinking about making a cross for Dad, making a cross for Mom, making a and I was thinking about making a Tommy gun for my grandpa. And I don't mean like a real firing Tommy gun. I mean like just something that resembles one. I was thinking, because we had a bunch of springs, and we had a bunch of little metal pieces. We had a tube, had a drum, like a circle, you know. And I was thinking about I could go into the boot or the welding booth, weld my grandpa that stuff, weld my mom and my dad that stuff. Be happy. Well, instead, when like everything else just, like, I was sitting there in class, and out of nowhere, just like she said, sorry kids, but I'm moving at the end of the year. They called me to my hometown, Chilhowie. Not Chilhowie, it's something fort. It's Fort something. And no, I'm not talking about like a war fort. I'm talking, it's some kind of town or city or whatever. She got moved there, and so it's like, I was sitting there in class, had to dip in, and she said, I'm moving to a different school. Not my decision. The school board made me. And like, I was all hyped about welding that day because we was going in the shop. And so that's what happened. And the bad part was, like, everything else that I had on my mind, like, what am I gonna make for my mom? What am I gonna, like, I didn't think of this stuff about the cross and the Tommy gun and all that stuff when I was first welding. And when she said that, first thing went to my mind, oh my god, I gotta make something for Miss Litton. First thing went to my mind. So we started passing word around school saying, everybody, if you have ag this semester, make something for Miss Litton. My friend, he made her, I don't know why he made her a shank. But he made her a shank. Like, he got one of those, like, he got a little metal rod, like a little metal rod about that big around. took it to the grinder, welded it down, well, grinded it down to the size like a pin. And then he goes and he welds it down to a sharp end on both sides. Goes and he grinds the middle down to like a handle. And there you go. He made her a shank. I made her. What did I make her? It's been forever since I remember, but I made her something really, really big. That's the only thing I remember. Like, I made her something, like, humongous. Like, me and my friend had to pick it up and give it to her. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. I made her a little house out of metal and wood. A couple was like, I went and, like, I would go all out for stuff like that. I don't know what it is, but it's just, like, it's in my family. We go all out for stuff like that. But, like, we had wood. We had the grinder. We had the welder. Um, we had the drill press. We had all that good stuff. So, I drilled a couple holes through the wood and the metal. Screwed it in. Made, like, it's the size of my TV. Let me show you. Oh, crap. Oh, there we go. It was the size of that TV. Pure metal and wood. That thing weighed about 80 pounds. It weighed about the size of my dog. Alright, see if I can find him. Benny. Hey, retard. Sorry, my dog's asleep. He's always asleep. He's either asleep or farting. Come here. That's my dog. He weighs about 80 pounds. He's a purebred pit bull. But that's what I made her. But back to the main subject. You got a real chill teacher like I had, Miss Litton, for my ag. I had 4 blocks. That's my second block. So, like, right after first block was math, second block ag, third block English, fourth block world geography. So, I went to all that. And second block, right after first block, I go to the bathroom because, like, first block was in middle school, second block was in the Kate Center. It was like a 5-minute walk from middle school. Like, you walked out of middle school, you went past the high school, and then you go between the music building and the high school, turn left, go down that path, turn right on the first right you see. Like, that goes to an actual building, not just the stupid building, like what I like to call the retard building. And I'm not talking like special ed. I'm talking like, oh, look at me, I'm white, but I think I can be a gangster. Like, I know a kid there. I'm gonna go ahead and just say his name because I despise his guts so much. Xavier Marsh. Like, his pants. I'd show you, but I'm not wearing no underwear. But really, like, okay. Wait, hold on. Alright, his butt will be about right here. And he has his pants down about right there. And his underwear jacked up to about his middle of his back. And I confronted him one day. Like, I got tired of seeing that. I think everybody would. Like, if you've not grown up, like, if you're growing up like me, and you've not seen a lot of gangs and stuff like that, the only gangs we really have around here is the Southern Cause Gang. And that might sound like a little mean, but it's really not. There's just like a meeting every like 6 months or like every month or so. Has a rebel flag on it. People walk in, which I'm a part of. We walk in. We have like a little sit down discussion. Like, main things we talk about. Like, we don't even talk about slavery like the South usually used to have. We don't talk about that stuff. We usually just talk about politics. And y'all might say, well, you're too young to be talking about politics. That may be so, but I've always been around, but none of my family's ever been in an office or nothing like that. I'm not rich. I'm not poor. I'm, like, middle. Like, I always have food on the table. I'm happy for that. I have a dog. I have TV. I have a house, I have a roof over my head. That's pretty much the only things you need. Oh, I have a car. Well, I don't have a car. My mom has a car. That's the only things you need in life. It's food, house, TV. Oh, I don't think you really need TV, but yeah, it's like an essential. Not essential, but like a, a want. I got a TV. I got a dog. Sometimes a butthole because he farts in my face. A-hole. I have a girlfriend. I'm happy for that. I'm glad that I don't have one of those bad girlfriends that like to cheat on people, that like to do drugs and all that bad stuff. This girl, her parent, or her father, would literally, like, he would kill over her. Like, I know most parents will over their kid, but this man, if you kiss her the wrong way, he will literally put a shotgun to your throat. Like, one day, it's my birthday, too. One day, we were sitting there, and, one day, we were sitting there, it's my birthday. I was gonna go see a movie with my girlfriend. Like, I don't know what it is, but, like, I like to treat everybody, no matter what day it is. No matter if it's my birthday, their birthday, Christmas, no matter what. I like to treat everybody. And so, me and my girlfriend, we went to, like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but, I think it's about a year or so, this movie Sully came out. It's about what happened on the Hudson River, the plane crash. But yeah, what happened was, like, yeah, we went to see that movie, and I'm not saying nothing bad. I'm not saying it was stupid or anything. I know it's based on real events, but it was mainly just flashbacks. Like, if you've ever seen that movie, you know it's just a bunch of flashbacks. Him talking to a court, like the council or whatever, the court of flying people. It's a bunch of flashbacks. It's pretty much garbage. Me and my girlfriend, it's me, my girlfriend, and her mom was the ones that went to go see it. And all through the movie, me, her, and her mom was yawning. It got so boring, and everybody was so interested in it. And I was like, "Are you stupid? What is wrong with you? This is garbage. It's like watching two raccoons fight over a piece of chicken. It's stupid, and the raccoons are retarded. Like, they're gonna sit there and smack each other. They're just gonna pop, 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 pop. It's gonna get boring." Like, I had high hopes for it too. Like, I thought it's gonna have like cabin view and all that good stuff. Like, what happens, like it'd have like first person view, like what someone had did on the plane. Let's say for instance, like when you crash, first thing that went through your mind, I gotta get off here. It's sinking. Well, no, it didn't have none of that. It just had him and simulators and flashbacks. So yeah, but yeah, like that day when I got back, Jeffrey, that's his name. Well, that's his name, Jeffrey. He walked outside. Him and his son Bill. He's practically my best friend. Me and him, we hang out together all the time. Most of the time, anyways, when I'm at her house or her and him come over, we hang out. Me and her hang out most of the time too. But my bed brain. But yeah, in total, it's scary when you see okay, a 30-06 pointed at your foot. It's terrifying. And my girlfriend actually almost took a bullet for me one day. Because like one was like, it's that same day, but what happened was we went and he walked outside with that gun. Him and Bill was going to go hunting. Just like, they had a bunch of deer feeders out. He's going to go check the deer feeders, see if anything's eating it. And he's going to come back later that day after they fed them. Or after they filled up the tanks. And he's going to wait for a deer to pop up, and then he's going to kill it, eat it that night. After they got done skinning it, if they had time. But they didn't have no luck. But yeah, that day, like when they walked outside, okay, he didn't know it, but he had a gun pointed at the top of my foot, right here, right there, had pointed right there. It scared me. Like, it scared me to the point I about crapped myself. Like, I about sharded myself. But all said and done, I'm happy that she don't do drugs. She's a real good girl. Any man would be lucky to have her. That's all I'm gonna say. But I guess this is gonna end this video for me.